What is up, guys? We are back. We've got another week of Modern Magic Mondays. Kicking things off, we got 4 rounds of coverage tonight, and I don't remember all the decks that are on camera. I think we have a couple repeat decks, a couple players playing similar decks this week, so we'll be seeing a decent amount of fun matches to take place here. So we're going to just hop right into it and get things going, because I know everyone watching at home is probably taking a break from playing Apex Legends just to watch some Magic tonight. So let's hop over and get things going with round number 1. Alright, so I'm not 100% sure on specifics if Max is on Hollow End or how exactly it's set up, but I know he is running Hollow 1 in his list. So we'll have to see exactly as the match progresses what kind of list that he is running tonight. And then Al is one of our players rocking out the Amulet Titan. It is kind of had a resurgence in popularity, doing well at some events recently, and there's been some changes, some tweaks to some of the lists that people have been running. Not sure if this is just kind of the stock list or if he's kind of doing some variants, like if he's running like the Wayward Sword Tooth or anything like that in his list, or not. So we're gonna have to wait and see as the match progresses and what these players are gonna kind of bring about. Again, this is week number 2 of Modern Magic Mondays, season 10. We've had 10 season now, which is crazy to think about. I guess we're coming up on our 2-year, 3-year. How long have we been doing this game? Like I've lost track of how long we've been doing coverage for now. I'll have to go back and check and see when we actually started this season, or the whole circuit itself. But yeah, we're in the thick of things for week number 2 of season 10. So Amulet Titan, I think it's some variation of Hollow 1 that he's going to be placing, or at least a Living End style. We'll see. I don't know if it's like the Living Dominance or anything along those lines, which is kind of more of a Jund list with that. Electro Dominance was a pretty sweet card when you think about it. All right, deal X damage to any target, and you can cast a spell from your hand that costs X. Like, that seems pretty good. All right, there's the roll off. It's going to be deciding who gets to go first here. So starting things out with an Amulet of Vigor, which is kind of that turn 1 that players really want. Right? That's like top of the list. Man, you really want to be hitting that out early. Looks like a Blood Crypt tapped coming out here for Max. Ancient Stirring is going to come out. I'm not sure if he's looking for another land here or what, but we will find out. Alright, first bounce land going to be hitting the field now. We're seeing some cycling take place. I think Max did cycle a Street Wraith as well, but it's hard to tell. So we're going to put him at 16 here, and looks like Simian Spirit Guide helped to cast this cycle spell that he's got. We're going to put him at 16. Oh, 2 hollow ones. That's a pretty good start. Hold on. I'm trying to pull up my papers to double check. Lyle's asking, is that Al or Chris? Should be Al. If my round 1, Al versus Max. Yep. Azusa's coming out next, allowing some extra lands, and here we see some hollow beaters coming across. So that's 8 points of damage, basically tying things up 16-16, give or take if my math is right. Or not tying it up 16-16, because math is hard. Drops out to 12 with that 8 points of damage. Blech. Brain's a little melted after work. Can't math, guys. Summoner's Pack. Let's go find that prime time and get things going here. We also got to see him already get things going and play down that Slayer's Stronghold, which of course is the one to give the creature +2/+0 vigilance and haste until the end of the turn. I'd like to cast this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here's the 6. Let's see, what lands shall we pick up? Boros Garrison, giving him access to red and white. Teleria West, so you can be able to bounce that. This will return to my hand, floating a color or floating in blue, and give this guy vigilance haste, coming at him for 8 right now. So he's looking through, okay, do I get the Vesuva so I can copy something? I'll gain 2 life off this fountain, and I'll Bajuka Bog and exile your graveyard. 8 points of damage, pretty strong. Max is going to fall down to 8. Now he's got to really hope for something. I mean, he can keep his guys back on blocking duty, but it's like, I'll double check and keep an eye on things. Oop, I guess he is at 14 here because he gained 2 life. Declares a block. No other spells or abilities. Al will fall down to 10. Pass turn. Pays for Pact. That's always the next check. Yeah, that's the other thing. Could have untapped the Bog there. Also, we could have seen that Teleria West be able to untap. Like little nuances with this, just extra things. Hey, you got the Amulet. Don't forget all the untapped stuff. Not really relevant in that situation necessarily, but turn this. Transmute. Pact of Negation. Doesn't matter what you're trying to do over there, hiding in your hand that you've been holding on to prevent me from killing you. I'm stopping it. Trigger. Declare attacks. Let me go find 2 lands. Suva. Copy that. These guys are untapped. It says go no blocks. Coming at you. Activate, giving him double strike. And Max says, sure, let's go to game 2. Enter them sideboards. So I don't know if Max was having a Cascade spell in his hand, and then once the Pact of Negation was revealed, it was like, okay. No point in me revealing anything else from my hand. I'll just go through the motions and let you kill me, kind of thing. Al kind of going through, picking out some more threats potentially to bring in. Max looking through his sideboard as well. You can respond to transmute, right? That's the question in chat right now. Yes, because it's just like everything else. Like it goes on the stack. So before he goes and searches, right, he can be able to respond to it and everything like that. So I'm not sure if he had a Cascade spell in his hand or not. But that would be one of his ways to kind of mess with his opponent, right? Clear the board, essentially get back all those creatures. But maybe he was not expecting the Pact of Negation. Okay, so he did, yeah, you guys were able to see he did have it in his hand. So I don't know, maybe he didn't expect the Pact of Negation. Maybe he thought he was going to get another Summoner's Pact. I'm not sure, but I think, like, in response to the transmute, I can clear the field, get a bunch of guys out. Even if you start sending some guys across, I'll have a bunch of big, dumb dudes that normally are these, like, draft commons, right? That's the way these kind of living end style decks work, is they have a bunch of just, like, big, dumb dudes, right? Now, he's not on, like, a living dominance plan, but still just, like, a living end, so it's going to be running, some of the normal red, black cyclers that are going to be running around there. Street Wraiths are going to be in the list. We saw the Simians. He's probably running that Archfiend in there as well. It cycles for 2, but it's pretty powerful. The Horror of the Broken Lands, Monstrous Carapid, the Desert Dude Man in there too. Like, there's a lot of different cyclers that he could be running here. So, but I think going into this game too, knowing that, you do run Pact of Negation, you do have these different things, then maybe he can adjust his play a little bit more, right? Alright, game 2, loading on up. Oh, we gotta adjust our scoreboard here. Al currently sitting up 1-0. Feeling pretty good about his, and I'm missing some cycles here. I'm gonna assume one of those is a Street Wraith. Simeon also came out. Hollow 1 hits the field. Here's 4 points of damage again. I mean, adding the Hollow 1 in here is pretty nice. You already have an extra threat that's going to come out early and be able to start laying on the pain here. Cycle. Fetch down to 17. Ooh, fetch into 15. I wonder if that means he either has a violent outburst in his hand or like a demonic dread or something, and that like just really trying to fix his mana base to allow him to be able to start cycling, right? Or not cycling. Sorry, to be able to cascade. Four more coming across. Reclamation Sage coming out here, destroying target artifact, clearing out that Hollow 1. Let's go to game number 2, or game 3 there, he said. He says, okay, you killed my Hollow 1. I'm going to Violent Outburst now, and we're going to clear the field, and I'm going to get all these back, and you're going to have nothing, and you're going to be dead next turn. So it's really a race between both these decks. Like, Al had gotten to 12 last time when he had already gotten his Azusa and started really getting a lot of land, got the Summoners back online, and really kind of kicked things into high gear. That time around was kind of struggling to kind of piece together that positioning. A little bit more sideboard adjustments coming out of Al. I like the Thragtusk coming in. Alright, one last check through as Al does another quick adjustment, making sure his numbers are right. The land base that he wants is there, all the creatures that he wants there, all that kind of good stuff. Make sure he's got the right sideboard cards into his main deck. Alright, let's get things going. Game 3, guys. Amulet coming down on turn 1. That was another difference between game 1 and 2. Game 1, Amulet was out, and Al was able to really accelerate things going. Game 2, things felt so much slower without Amulet. And, it's crazy how different matchups are. And that's a big reason why the lists are running, those 3 Trinket Mages on average. Some might run a little less, a little more, but on average they're running 3, right? They really need to get that Amulet out and kind of get things going. Also serves double duty of being able to find like engineered explosives and things like that, but still. Turn this, let's tap this, let's play this. Go get an artifact. Cost 1 or less. Finds this amulet so he can kind of really power through everything and get double untap ability essentially there. Gross, exactly. Right? That is just gross when you have 2 amulets, and it just feels so difficult to grind through that. Alright, shocking himself here. Dropping down to 18. Big surprise. Repeating those lands, getting the value. Bringing the beats with the Trinket Mage. Look at this. It says, I'm coming at you for 2 more. Drops him down to 16. So really, Max has to get stuff online here, but he looks like he's kind of stuck. Oh my gosh. There's a Summoner's Pact, a Prime Time, and it looks like Teleria West, so he can be able to find Pact Negation or anything like that going if he needs to. Ooh, things are looking real tough for Max. Al's feeling pretty good about it, I'm sure. Here's the untap. Another gemstone comes down. Here's 2 more. Max drops down to 14 again. Beast from within. Which amulet is he killing? Double checking the math, it looks like. Well, now that's 5 points of damage that are going to be coming across, because that is a 3/3 beast. So here's a Thragtusk coming out. Al's going to gain 5 life. Be putting himself at 25, and he says here's 5 points of damage coming across. How is Max going to respond to this one? He's got a handful of cards, too. A beast from within your amulet. Take 5. Go to 9. Hope for something good here is kind of what it is, it looks like. Starting the cycle off. I don't know if that was a Street Wraith, but we're going to pretend it is. We'll say he's at 7. Hollow 1. And looks like he's passing here. Oh my gosh, I think he drew another amulet. He's got a path for sure. Path to exile. Find the land. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, he says. Here's 13. Oh, sorry. Let me slow down because you might have an effect before combat. Move to combat. Says okay. Violent outburst. Looking. Where is it? Looking for that living end. Wow, still none? This is like sideboard them out. Surprise! No. Clears the field. Keeps the 3/3 beast because Thragtusk left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at that field. So we've got the Desert Ceradon. Looks like he's got 2 of those. Looks like we've got at least 1 Horror of the Broken Lands. Looks like Street Wraith. Maybe some of that Archfiend of Ifnar English. Ooh, goes find Sigarda. Will it be enough? Says, well, look at all this stuff I've got. Saying, my Sigarda's cool and all, but you have way too much stuff on the board. So Max is going to take it 2-1 there over Al. Close games. You know, really could have gone either way at any point in that match. Like, things were a little bit slow. You could see that game 3 that Al was playing a little bit more conservative there. He was really hoping for the best, but it was not really happening for him. So, here's my lounging position, guys. As I was watching the game, just sort of relaxing. But we're jumping back over. We've got round 1 in the books. This is week number 2. We're only in week 2. So, popping in, what is up, guys? I hope you guys are having a good Monday night. We've got 4 rounds of coverage. We have a couple repeat decks, but I don't know how many repeat players we have on camera this week. So we're testing out also our stream avatar stuff because who doesn't like Pokemon, right? So if you're following the stream and you're hanging out in chat, you can have an avatar represent yourself, seeing how that works out this evening. And if you want to change your avatar, simply type in !avatar, put a space, and then whatever Pokemon name you want. So only the original 150 right now. Maybe I'll get around to adding more at some point, but for now, just the original 150 there. So again, this is week number 2 in our season 10 of Modern Magic Mondays. So we're going to be just kind of keeping it going because I know some of you guys are waiting to play some Apex Legends or something like that and just hopped in to watch while you eat dinner or something. So, you got to do the !avatar first. !avatar. There we go. Just like that. And he says, I want to be the Butterfree. So there we go. Now we're getting it. Boom. Everyone's getting their Pokemon switched up there. So yeah, that's going to be hopping up and going around on our overlay screen over here. Not in the game because, we don't want it to distract anybody, right? I'm waiting for Shuckle. Yeah, I'll get around to it. We'll get probably the second gen in there at some point, guys. Don't worry. So, my boy, my son. So let's see what we got for round number 2, shall we?